Sometimes humans take nature for granted and don't recognize how devastating messing up with it can be. We see performers and regular people interacting with wild animals like they are pets, and this can cause the loss of life. Australia is one such place where wild encounters are very common and can be life-threatening in no time. Today, we will take a look at how one casual choice of taking a nighttime dip cost a grown woman her life because she went into the territory of giant crocodiles. This story is a chilling reminder of the dangers of how foolish decisions can end up in death. The setting, Barrett Creek and Thornton Beach. Australia is a land where the wild dominates the landscape. This is the Daintree region of northern Queensland, one of the most untouched and untamed places on Earth. It's where nature doesn't just coexist with humans, it reminds them who's in charge. Among this stunning backdrop lies Barrett Creek, a serene waterway snaking through the jungle, its surface dark and silent, hiding what lies beneath. By day, Barrett Creek looks like any picturesque tropical stream. Sunlight filters through the canopy, casting golden ripples on the water. But once the sun dips, it transforms into something more menacing. The stillness becomes oppressive, the jungle around it alive with nocturnal sounds. And then there's the silence. In a crocodile country, silence means danger. This stretch of creek isn't just a random part of the wild. It's prime territory for saltwater crocodiles, apex predators that have ruled these waters for millions of years. These beasts, capable of reaching lengths of 7 meters, are perfectly adapted hunters. They can stay submerged for hours, waiting for the right moment to strike with explosive power. Locals know better than to dip a toe in after dusk. But in 1985, Beryl Ruck and her friends decided to test those odds. The night of the attack. It was one of those humid nights of December 1985 in far north Queensland, Australia, when the air feels thick and the only relief comes from a cool drink or a dip in the water. Beryl Ruck, a 43-year-old postal worker, had joined a few friends for a barbecue night out. They weren't strangers to this kind of evening. It was their way of unwinding after a long week in the laid-back but remote Daintree region. As Christmas was near, the group of friends wanted to spend some quality time together before they all got busy with their own family get-togethers during Christmas. So as planned, the friends got together at Turner Butterfly Farm at 11 p.m. with steaks and cold drinks. They set up a barbecue spot, grilled their meat, and enjoyed a wonderful dinner filled with laughter and fun. Everybody was relaxed and discussed their plans for Christmas and the coming New Year. But who knew that this wholesome dinner was going to be the last one for one of the group members? After the fun wrapped up at a local spot, the group wasn't quite ready to call it a night. Someone had the idea to explore the woods. Mind you, their location was right next to the Queensland tropical rainforest, and as there were plenty of people around, it didn't seem dangerous to wander off into the forest. So that's what 5 of them did. 43-year-old Beryl Ruck, along with a few of her friends, took on a trail and headed down to Barrett Creek, a quiet spot not far from Thornton Beach, to cool off and keep the good vibes going. They found a boardwalk and decided to follow it to a private dock overlooking Barrett Creek. As it was nighttime, they didn't really plan to stay there for a long time and come back soon. The creek's still dark waters, framed by dense rainforest, probably seemed inviting to escape the heat and prolong the party. They sat on the pier and started talking. There was a single lamppost above them that provided just the right amount of light for them to see around and feel carefree. The group splashed around, their laughter carrying into the night air. They likely didn't notice the sudden quiet of the jungle or the way the water around them seemed unnervingly still. Saltwater crocodiles, or are masters of stealth. When they hunt, they don't rush. They watch, calculate, and wait. Tonight, a monstrous crocodile was doing exactly the same. The attack. As the friends continued their conversation, one of the friends, Maurice Mealing, suggested that they take a dip in the nice-looking water. What danger could that bring? After all, they were all adults, and the water looked inviting on a warm summer night. The group knew that they were at the Daintree River, which had an ever-growing population of crocodiles. But at that moment, everything seemed perfect for an after-dinner cooling-off swim in the river. Maurice stepped off the pier into the water, and encouraged by him, the other friends found the courage to do the same. Although Maurice felt uneasy in the water and got out soon, the low tide and the depth of water being just a few feet was enough to feel safe to jump in. One by one, they joined in, splashing and wading into the shallow edges near the pier. Beryl was among the last to enter, likely towing the water and easing herself in. The laughter and movement masked the eerie silence that had crept over the jungle. In crocodile country, silence is often the first clue that something's not right. What none of them realized was that a massive adult crocodile had his eye on them and was slowly creeping up to them underwater without making a single ripple that could warn the friends of danger. Crocodiles are master hunters, with the patience to wait for hours or even days for the perfect moment. From his position under the water, the crocodile's powerful senses had detected them, and he was ready to attack. Beryl was right in the path of the crocodile, as if he had come for her and her only. Then came the moment no one expected. Without warning, the water exploded. It crashed the silent night, and the sheer force of the attack caused chaos as the group screamed and scrambled back toward the pier. But soon enough, the friends turned around to see what had really happened, and there it was, a giant 17-foot crocodile with Beryl in its bone-crushing grip. Beryl Ruck had gone white as chalk, but before she could even scream, she was taken underwater by the crocodile that would soon be the reason of her untimely death. The group could only watch in shock as the ripples faded and silence reclaimed the creek. Aftermath. The aftermath of Beryl Ruck's disappearance at Barrett Creek was chaotic and filled with horror and disbelief. Her friends, who had been with her moments before the attack, were paralyzed by shock. As the reality of what had just happened sank in, they frantically shouted her name into the silent creek, hoping against hope for some response. But there was nothing, just the stillness of the water that had swallowed their friend. In their panic, the group fled the scene to seek help. In the remote Daintree region, this was no small feat. The nearest police and rescue authorities were at least an hour away, and communication in such an isolated area was challenging. It wasn't until the early hours of the morning that authorities were fully alerted and began organizing a search for Beryl. Their suspicions turned to a notorious 5-meter saltwater crocodile locals had nicknamed Big Jim, known to frequent the area. Over the following days, traps were set to capture the animal, and the search continued, with rescuers scouring the murky creek and its banks for signs of Beryl. Eventually, Big Jim was caught and euthanized, a decision made to recover evidence of the attack and prevent further loss of life. A necropsy confirmed what everyone feared. Beryl had been his victim. They found a female human arm in the animal's stomach, and as DNA testing wasn't fully developed back in 1985, they assumed it to be of Beryl. The incident left the tight-knit Daintree community in shock. For locals, it was a devastating reminder of the risks that come with living in crocodile territory. For authorities, it highlighted the importance of increasing public awareness and enforcing stricter guidelines for safely coexisting with these predators. While Beryl's death was a tragedy, it served as a turning point in how communities in northern Queensland approached the presence of crocodiles, forever leaving its mark on the region's history. Subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos and press the like button if you like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in another video.